Am I losing my job or not? What's up everyone, David here with Free2Be, and today we're going to be talking about how to prepare for job loss even while you're still employed. Now, because of this global pandemic and the economy kind of being put in a difficult position, a lot of people are facing job loss. And unfortunately, I don't think that goes away. So a lot of people are still sitting on pins and needles wondering if they will experience job loss over the next 6 months to a year. Now, while there's nothing you can do to prevent it from happening, there are certain steps that you can take to put yourself in a great position and prepare for it before it actually happens. And in this particular scenario, the worst case scenario happens to also be the best case scenario, because if you are prepared and you never face job loss, then you can put yourself in a position where you're proactively out there searching the job market for maybe a better opportunity. Now, before I get started, if you are new to my channel, I cover financial literacy here in an effort to track my progress to financial independence. And hopefully by doing so, I'm creating valuable content that others can use in their pursuit to financial independence as well. So if you haven't done so already, please take a moment and just click the subscribe button down below. I really do appreciate the support. Okay, so again, we're in this situation right now where a lot of people across the world are losing their jobs, and people are nervous because they're thinking they're not going to be able to get new jobs, or that the job market is going to be, really messed up for the foreseeable future. And that's not the case. There are jobs out there. But what do you do if you're sitting in that weird world of purgatory of wondering if you're going to be next, if your industry is next in terms of getting hit, if your company is next in terms of getting hit, and you might be faced with job loss soon? Well, there are some steps that you can take to proactively put yourself in a position to prepare for that scenario. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a hard look at your resume and update it as needed. So more likely than not, if you've been in your position, if you've been in your role for a while, you probably haven't touched your resume in that period of time. And this is a great opportunity for you to reshape and retool your resume, include your current experience, update it a little bit in terms of the style, maybe to today's needs and standards, and put yourself out there. And if you don't have the time to do that, maybe you can hire someone to do that for you. But this is probably the most important step to take, because without an updated resume, your future employers really won't know too much about you. And it's usually the first and most important hurdle to overcome in the job application process. So make sure you have an up-to-date resume. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is to reach out to your network. Reach out to your friends, former colleagues, family, whoever you have out there who is currently employed in some kind of field or at a company that you might be interested in joining. And all you have to do really is feel them out, see how their company is doing, see how their place of business, their industry is working through all of this. It might be that they're in a particular industry that's thriving through the pandemic. And if that's the case, then that's a company that you want to target. And the best way to do that is to get a referral from your family, friend, or former colleague. Because again, most new jobs come directly from employee referrals, so it is best to have one of those when applying for a new role. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is maybe look for and take on some part-time work. Any side income you can generate will really help you out if faced with the unfortunate scenario of losing your primary source of income. Because in that situation, all of your income won't necessarily go away all at once. So if you can get a side job, if you can create some kind of side income for yourself, you're going to be in a way better position should you lose your primary job. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to be a ton of money. This is just some extra money that you can generate to help bolster up your savings. And then if faced with the unfortunate position of losing your job, maybe that part-time job can become a full-time job. Now, the next thing on this list is to look into and start maybe taking on some continuing education courses or something that'll put you in a position for your next job. Maybe you want to improve on some of your Excel skills or your PowerPoint skills. Maybe you want to learn a new language. Take on any courses that'll challenge you and put you in a position where you'll be more valuable in the job market. If it's not a second language, maybe you want to learn how to code. Maybe this is the perfect opportunity to go get a real estate license. Whatever it is, take some continuing education, take some courses, maybe learn some new things, take on some new licenses, and make yourself as versatile as possible for a situation where you might have to enter the job market again. Now this next one's a no-brainer. Once you've done all that, once you've updated your resume, reached out to some connections, started learning some new skills, start applying for jobs. There's no need to wait until you lose your job to apply for jobs. You can always apply for jobs. In fact, you don't necessarily even have to take job offers if presented them, but it's good to know what's out there. Start applying for jobs, be proactively looking, because again, you might put yourself in a position where you might never lose this job, but you might have another job offer just by casually applying that may be your dream job. You might actually end up getting your dream job out of all this. So start applying for jobs before you lose your job. Start looking at companies that are hiring right now, because again, those are going to be great opportunities for growth, and you know that they're going to be stable through economic downturns, and start looking for a new job. And part of looking forward at a new job is maybe looking to your past at your previous employers. Check in with them, see how things are going at those companies. Maybe they have a new opportunity that's a great opportunity for you to actually go back to work for one of those companies you used to work for in the past. The point is to cast as wide of a net as possible when it comes to your job search. Look forward and look backward, because the opportunities could be everywhere. And finally, one of probably the most important things you could do here is, if you don't have time to go on the job search right now because you're a full-time employee and you don't want to spend the hours on the side or during your free time searching for a job, maybe reach out to a staffing firm. They might even offer services to help you update your resume, connect with other employees at different companies, but there's no problem with connecting with a staffing firm and letting them know your needs and your expertise, and then let them help you find your next job. Because again, most staffing firms don't actually charge you any kind of money until you find a job, and that money usually comes from the employer anyways. So don't feel like you need to pay some kind of upfront cost in order to, hire a staffing firm. You can actually just provide your resume, provide them with some answers to some standard questionnaires, let them know what you're looking for, and let them do the work for you. But again, remember guys, the most important thing here is when you're looking for a job, whether you're currently unemployed or still employed, you need to be patient. You need to make sure that you're open to all kinds of opportunities, and don't sell yourself short. Many of us have skills that we might not be utilizing on a daily basis, but if we sit back and think about it, there's things that we can all do that may be valuable to someone else and someone else would be willing to pay for. So for example, it's not like I'm a video editor or a sound engineer or anything like that by trade, but I do love video editing. So if I was ever in a position where I was looking for a job and I needed to cast a large net in terms of opportunities out there, maybe I would apply to some jobs that are heavy on video editing. I just wouldn't want to close any doors on myself for potential opportunities in the future. And so along with that, the key is to make sure you're utilizing all of your resources, make sure you're reaching out to your network, make sure you're putting yourself in a great position in terms of having an updated resume, staying in touch with your connections, your former colleagues, your former companies, and just really seeing what's out there and being open to it. If it involves a career change, so be it. Maybe it's an opportunity that's better suited for you anyways. All right guys, well that's all I had for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have you been searching for a job? What kind of results have you guys been getting? If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, please take a moment and click the subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. We'll see you next time.